54 hours. That is the final test of Marine basic training, on barely any food or sleep, and almost no one shipping out knows what really waits for them. And there is one thing that decides whether basic training feels survivable or impossible, and it has nothing to do with how tough you think you are.
7.5 to 13 weeks. Hey everyone, Leo here. That is the real spread across the branches because basic training is not one length, it is 6 different ones.
Today we go deep on what basic training really is across every branch. Where you go, how long it runs, and exactly how to walk in ready instead of shocked.
This is Beth, and here is the part people get wrong. The Marine Corps owns the longest pipeline at 13 weeks, and that length is the whole point of the title.
Caroline here. Follow the calendar, and you see the gaps. The Army runs 10 weeks, the Navy just dropped to 9 in early 2025, and the Coast Guard does it in 8.
And the Air Force and Space Force share one schoolhouse, running about 8.5 weeks together at the same base in Texas.
Here is the trap nobody warned you about. The course is built so you can pass it, but show up, unable to run or do a push-up, and a survivable program turns brutal fast.
Caroline, that flips it into the good news. Every one of these programs is finite, it is structured down to the minute, and the entire system is designed for ordinary people to finish.
Look at that spread on the board. 13 weeks for the Marines down to 8 for the Coast Guard, and every single bar ends in a graduation.
So before you pick a branch on length alone, ask what you actually want out of the years after. The shortest pipeline is not automatically the right fit.
Leo, you have been sitting on the question that frames this whole episode. Go ahead and put it to the team.
Yes, and it is the one every recruit types into search the night before they sign. Is military basic training actually as bad as the movies make it look?
Short answer, no. Coming up, the truth about the yelling, the phases that earn you freedom, and the one prep mistake that turns a fair course brutal. Start with a single day.
Picture a recruit on day 1, same haircut as everyone, same uniform, and a schedule that accounts for literally every minute until lights out.
And that packed schedule is not random cruelty. It is the design. Idle time is where doubt and homesickness creep in, so the day is built to leave none.
Wake up is early and lights out is enforced. The system actually protects your sleep because an exhausted recruit cannot learn marksmanship or first aid.
So the day cycles fast. Physical training, drill, classroom, chow, then back again, which means you are always moving toward the next thing on the list.
Now here is a real field training day, not the movie version. A recruit in full kit, helmet on, weapon down in the dirt, shouting his commands.
And that posture is the whole point. He is learning to work under controlled stress, not being broken. The dirt and the noise are the lesson, not punishment.
Caroline is right, and here is the honest reframe on the yelling. The smoke sessions, the loud correction, the chaos. It is stress inoculation, teaching you to function when your heart rate is spiking.
But draw the line clearly. Real hazing and real abuse are illegal, against regulation, and reportable. A drill instructor pushing you hard is the job. A drill instructor harming you is not.
And here is the part that surprises everyone. By about week 3, the thing that felt like pure chaos on day 1 starts to feel like a routine you can run on autopilot.
That shift is not an accident either. It is engineered and it follows a sequence the same way in every branch. Let us name the phases, real quick, because this next part matters to you. If any of this is helping, tap that like button, then hit subscribe and ring the bell so the next one finds you. Both are free and take about a second, but they tell the algorithm to show this to one more person who needs it. Every branch uses different names, but the shape underneath is the same. You earn freedom and trust in stages as you prove you can handle them.
And there is a question hiding under all of this that recruits whisper to each other. Caroline, you said it best earlier. Ask the room.
Right, so which stage of basic training is actually the hardest one to get through? because knowing the answer changes how you brace for it. It starts before training even counts, though. Reception is paperwork, gear issue, shots, the haircut, and a lot of waiting. People panic here thinking it is the real thing. It is not.
Then comes the phase everyone pictures: total control. The Army calls it the red phase. Every minute is dictated while the system resets your civilian habits.
After that, the leash loosens. The middle phase is where the actual skills land: marksmanship, fieldcraft, first aid, teamwork under load.
Which is exactly why quitting in week 1 is the worst math there is. You eat the hardest, most controlled part, then walk away before you get any of the payoff.
And it all builds to one capstone, Beth. The Marines have the Crucible, the Navy has battle stations, the Air Force runs the Pacer Forge exercise. Pass it and you have earned the title.
Walk the board top to bottom. It goes from reception and total control through the skills phase to the final test and graduation. 6 clean stages, and you are never lost in them.
So the structure is survivable by design. The real variable is not the course. It is how ready you are on the day you walk in. Let us talk about that.
Here is the line that decides everything. The recruits who thrive almost never have a secret. They simply trained for months before they ever shipped.
And to get this exactly right, we called in someone who knows the prep side cold. Erica, want to bring them on?
I do. We have a basic training preparation specialist standing by who has studied what separates the recruits who cruise from the ones who struggle. Let me get them on the line.
Happy to join. The single biggest predictor I see is the run. Most people who struggle were strong enough, they just never built an aerobic base, so the timed runs and the constant movement gas them out. So weeks out, I would build slow running mileage first, then layer in push-ups and core work every day. The body adapts faster than people think, but only if you start before, not after.
Hold on though, can't you just gut it out on willpower?
The catch is, that is the costly trap. Willpower runs out fast when your engine is not built so it cannot carry you. The mental side matters too. Follow orders, drop the ego, stop arguing in your head.
What about the packing question everyone obsesses over? People show up with duffel bags of gear.
Bring almost nothing: your ID, required documents, a little cash, and the clothes on your back. They issue everything else, and contraband in your bag just causes you problems on day 1.
So the honest verdict is this. The course is fair, but it does not bend to you. Train your run and your mind for 2 or 3 months first, and you walk in ready instead of overwhelmed.
And the alternative is real, so name it. You can show up untrained and try to catch up inside the wire. Some people do survive it that way. It is just the harder, riskier road for no reason.
Being prepared is not about being elite. It is about not making a hard thing harder. Thanks for having me on, and my parting thought is simple. Start training today, not the week before.
That is the whole lesson in one line. Thanks, Morgan. So before you ship, train your run in your head, and the course becomes exactly what it was built to be: hard but beatable. Let us end on the fears people are too embarrassed to say out loud, because naming them is how you take their power away.
The biggest one is the fear of failing in front of everyone. So here is the honest fact. If you fall behind, most branches recycle you, meaning you redo a phase. It is a redo, not a verdict on you.
Then there is the fear of the unknown, the not knowing what each day holds. But that one mostly dissolves on its own because the minute-by-minute schedule removes almost all the guessing.
Homesickness is the quiet one nobody admits. It peaks hard in the first week or 2, and then something shifts. The recruits beside you become the reason you stay.
Honestly, does Family Day even matter that much in the end?
It matters enormously, and the data on morale backs it up. Family Day and graduation are the payoff the whole thing builds toward, the first time your people see who you became.
Beth nailed it, and that is the part the fear hides from you. You do not leave alone. You leave as part of a unit, with a title most people never earn.
If you carry one idea out of here, make it this. Basic training is hard on purpose, finite by design, and survivable for ordinary people who simply prepared first. Quick recap before we close. Boot camp runs 7.5 to 13 weeks by branch. It moves through set phases from total control to graduation, and the people who thrive simply trained before they shipped.
So here is your move tonight. Lace up and go for one slow run, because the run is what catches most people off guard, and future you walks into boot camp already ahead.
And next time, wait until you see the one thing nobody preps for, what happens right after graduation, where your first real assignment and your first paycheck actually come from.
If this map of boot camp made it feel less scary, subscribe and hit like, because we keep building this all-branch series video by video so you are never walking in blind. Here's the one only you can answer. Which branch are you leaning toward, and what is the single fear about boot camp that is holding you back? Tell us in the comments.
The takeaways above are the ones I would write down.
This is Professor Erica. Thanks for watching and signing off.